I want to show. Bobby Houston's going to be our guest, but they'll be here tonight.
Okay. That's okay. I'll carry Bobby Houston. It's not like I haven't done that before. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of memory. Oh, this is the memory edition. Bullet. This is memory. Going back in time. Bullet. Can you see my? Oh yeah, guy. I hooked me a revolt stick.
Oh, you got a revolt pen.
A revolt pen.
Okay.
That's as close.
They
said that's as close as I was going to get to revolt. Is right here. I said okay. I'll accept it.
Okay. You're a pretty close one. I think you're.
There
we go.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mission of Dad Who Don't Work. You wrestle. You hear the claps. You know what time it is. George, how was your weekend?
Bullet, my weekend was unbelievable, as you can imagine. I am so excited to be here with you today. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of reminiscing, Bullet, around here. I do have my Revolt pen. You can get this at any gimmick table. Of course, y'all had to pay for it. They did let me hook one. So I am officially a member of Revolt. But a lot of stuff going on, Bullet. Thank everybody this past week. Bullet Racetrack City has arrived in Charlotte, North Carolina. Of course, so did the rain, but we were able to get that great event in Saturday morning there at the Speedway before the race. Of course, they have recovered from the big rock and roll concert that was there a week before, Carolina Rebellion, that sold the place out. They planted grass and new bushes.
Which I didn't realize they aired it on TV, on Access TV. I didn't realize that they it's not really streamed it. They broadcast it from there. I remember getting back home from, I think, a big time show. I was like, I'll just wander through the channels, and then like Carolina Rebellion. I'm like, that's going on right now. So like I was like on TV, like there's a whole channel where they play concerts and stuff like that, and they were like recording stuff and showing stuff throughout the days and stuff like that, like recaps. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And I'm telling you, if anything rivals, I think personally, it's my own opinion, because I'm more of a rock and roll fan than I am a race fan. But I, just guessing here, and I know this Memorial Weekend will be real big at the Speedway, but I tell you, I think that Carolina Rebellion probably gave the whole race community a run for the money as far as drawing attendance. I went past that Speedway during the Rebellion, and it was unbelievable. I mean, it was just seas and seas of tents and peoples and campers, of course, and all I know is Burton Smith, or whoever it is that owns it, he's happy because he's had a good gate for the last 3 weeks. But anyway, Saturday morning we had a great time. Fed all of our guys, had a lot of our students come and work. Had a great opportunity just to meet a lot of new race fans. Bullet, and of course we will be right back there this coming Saturday morning again. Yes, I was going to say I think that we will have you there this coming Saturday. Of course, big, huge Memorial Weekend here in Charlotte, North Carolina. The campers are still coming in, and of course we'll be there this Saturday morning. We start around 11 o'clock, but of course free breakfast to everybody, and of course a big free lunch afterwards. So if the wrestler may not be all that good, but they got some good bacon and eggs.
This is true.
Some good bacon and eggs, and it's all free. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on. Of course, Saturday night, Bullet. This past Saturday, we finished up, and of course we went to Drexel. Bullet up there for that NAWA. My good friend Jason Freeman ran a great show. A lot of our students got to work. Our big T-Rex had a good match with King Shane Williams. I got the opportunity to watch that, so that was very good. So just get able to be with our students as they're getting out, getting to meet some people, and I'm always getting calls that they're looking for guys, stuff like that. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on here at the training center. Bullet, have you made your return trip to Atlanta yet?
I did last night.
And you're back.
I just did. I did last night. Very George Southish. Go down, do my stuff, turn around, come right back.
Bullet.
Had a good time. It's still I'm very nervous. I feel like I'm starting all over again in a different place. So like I have the material at least, but I just haven't like settled into the fact like I'm there. Because it's like I'm the new guy. I got to come through. Luckily they put me later in the card so that nobody's really around by the time I go up. Or they're a little bit tired, so it's like I can kind of gauge things in here and there. So like this I think went a little better than the last time I was in Atlanta. Not that the last time was bad.
Right.
I have very high expectations for myself. I gave myself a B+ on this trip. I did get videotape of it, but I think it's good enough that I could pass around to people. It's a good example of where I'm at. I might post it online like, hey, this is where I'm at right now, comedy-wise. Because it's just year one. I'm just figuring it out. I've got some jokes. I tried even some new stuff, too. Stuff I'd never said before or even done before. even a new closer. And that's always scary because you
Yes.
want your closer to be the best part. And I think I came up with something that was pretty good.
And a question coming from someone that would never have the nerve to do what you're doing, Bullet, but always wanted to. Do you use a lot of the same jokes? Can you? I mean, I don't know.
You can, but sometimes that bores me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm new. I'm new. Like once a guy gets an act and they wanted to get it out there, like you see guys that are putting out those hour specials. Well, guess what? They did it. How many days in a row that hour special to get ready for it, to have it perfectly so they know exactly where they are, because trying to remember an hour's worth of material is very difficult, and you need to do it as much as you possibly can over and over and over again till it is perfect.
Right.
And same thing if you want a good 5-minute set, like the guys that you see on the Tonight Show or Conan or whatever, like those guys practice that 5-minute set over and over and over again because you want it just perfect. You know where the beats are, you know their time, you've done it in front of different crowds, and you want it to react a certain way, and that's
And with there being a good distance of mileage between, of course, Charlotte and your home, your area here, and Atlanta was one reason I even asked that. I mean, nobody would. There's not a chance that someone will be at both places, so I was that would be one reason I'd ask the question: would it be okay to use some of the same jokes? But nobody would know, right? I mean, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter. It just makes a difference in making people laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's ultimately the important thing, and you get different crowds and those different people. So
see, I like it because what may not have worked here, I'm thinking in this goofy wrestler thinking. Is what may not have worked here in Charlotte may work in Atlanta.
Well, and even just across even just that place in Atlanta, just over at a different building.
Yeah.
It's a different room. Like I'm planning on going down for a Tuesday. I guess on Tuesdays you can hit about 4 open mics, 5 open mics in one night in Atlanta, and I'll probably do very similar jokes in same night but different rooms and same scene, and it'll work differently each time. Like when I got home, I was like. When I got finished, I was like, this didn't work here, but this worked. And this was an odd reaction. Normally people react this way. And it's one of those things you analyze how the people felt about what you said.
Right.
And then in a situation like, you should have been a little bit looser. You should have been more relaxed. Or like, you were good. When you hit this, that's when you hit, and it's just, you got to dissect it on so many levels. It just, kind of helps on the drive back. That's about 3.5 hours.
Oh yeah!
Long.
Oh my gosh!
A lot of that stuff.
That used to be me Saturday mornings after Buzz Sawyer beat me up. I was thinking, oh man! But and you can't put a price tag on it. It is the experience, and you're gaining experience with that resume that is filling up quick.
Well, and mostly also because Joe Pettis, the guy who puts on the show, he has worked very, very, very hard to build this thing. He gets. There's probably close to 100 people there.
Wow.
For me to say that I did comedy in front of 100 people on Monday is pretty miraculous. And he's even drew as much as 200 to 300 at this place. So he's done a fantastic job of building this thing up. Just a comedy on a Monday night at a brewery. He's worked very hard at this, so I feel very fortunate that he was able to put me up in front of this crowd that he's built. And I'm stuck at doing a lot of these open mics. I'm stuck doing a lot of these showcases that are kind of poorly attended, and I get the rare occasional Comedy Zone spot, or the rare occasional where somebody does promote the show very properly, and I don't get a lot of time to get in front of larger crowds because that's even different as well. And you've got to understand that, and I need that experience right now desperately, and I'm very lucky to have gotten that yesterday. And also, Joe Pettis is a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other comedians were wrestling fans.
I love that.
So it's like when I come back and I like say that I'm a wrestler, and I talk to them like how I know like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and some of these other guys they know on TV. They're like, I would so love to
they're
meet
marking
them.
out for you, and you want to hear about.
Yeah, and I was like,
comedian side.
You want to hear about the guy that slept in my guest bedroom for a weekend? Just Kevin and me.
I love that.
So, but that's the thing. It's like that's what's cool is I've always got this ultimate icebreaker.
That's exactly right.
Of professional wrestling with a lot of guys. Like one guy walked in with a CM Punk T-shirt on. So
I
already I new best friend. You know what I'm saying?
That's
really what it is. Is just do as good as you can and make as many friends as you can. And then get up as much as you can, and then things will just be fun.
That's exactly right. And again, it's just like we've talked before here on this great TV shows about young wrestlers seeking training seminars to better themselves. That's you're not sitting around waiting for it to come to you, Bullet. You're pursuing it wherever it's at.
And the same aspect too of those training seminars, make friends.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Make genuine friends.
totally agree.
Don't try to manipulate people.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
Yeah, don't try to work everybody.
Yeah,
Well, what the heck?
just be
Be a
nice to
friend.
people, of course. Show that you're a person that people like to be around, because that's the complete opposite of what I did my entire career. So, just do that.
I kind of like that. And I love it, Bullet, because it's during the week. I've always even preached that about wrestling shows, that you're able to go to one of these comedy places during the week, not because everybody thinks weekend.
Monday through Thursday,
that's right.
and then I'm out on the road for wrestling the rest of the time. Now, there'll be a time in my life where it will be every weekend, and that's where I want to get, but I'm probably several years away from that.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to enjoy it for as long as I can, and hopefully my body holds up for as long as I can to do the wrestling.
Well, and I'll circle all this in here real quick before we get off here. I showed you a little bit earlier before we went on the air about the scrapbook that our sweet lady Vicky found at a flea market in Statesville, and it's just, you wonder why people put time and effort and money into something just to get rid of it for whatever reason. We don't know whose it was, what it was, but it's a lot of sentimental value in here. Of course, I've got to show our great viewers, of course, this one of Bobby Houston, who...
zoom in on that, George.
Yeah, the good-looking Bobby Houston, okay? But, and I said all that to say, Bullet, we found probably maybe your first appearance as far as a pro wrestler may have been documented in
the
this.
first one in North Carolina.
North Carolina, exactly.
And my first show in North Carolina. There's some pictures from that show.
2005, right?
May of 2005.
2005.
I think it was listed as May 21st, which is actually just would have been this past weekend, actually.
Wow,
So,
yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, this past Saturday would have been my 1 year anniversary of wrestling in North Carolina. So.
Oh, wow. So, and I always love it, Bullet, because it was, you just was, and you were just passing through like a Chuck Norris movie when the tractor trailer broke down.
2005.
You're still waiting for the truck to get fixed, Bullet. And Lord, you've been here ever since, Bullet. Very good. Thank you. And so anyway, a lot of stuff. Just amazing what's out there, Bullet. And I always get excited when something like this is found. It just amazes me how quick time does fly by. Bullet, of course. That's 2005. What, 11, 10, 11, 12, whatever.
11 years.
11 years ago, Bullet, that quick. But we're still going. Bullet, real quick, an idiot of the week, Bullet. If I got a good one this week, Bullet, it's just amazing to me that, people always ask me, do you make this stuff, the idiot of the week's up? But this was kind of, I love these. It came down to two guys this week, two guys who I don't know them, even though they're from where this happened in Gastonia, North Carolina, Bullet. Of course, where my old stomping grounds, a lot of broken hearts on Franklin Boulevard, mine and the ladies. Mostly mine, but that's okay. Met a good friend. You speaking of friends, met a good friend years ago named Termite. Now, I'll never forget Termite. Don't know whatever happened to him. He may have got exterminated, but true story. His name was Termite. Boy, he drove. I think I become friends with him not because of this, but he drove a gold T-top Trans Am. That he had the real bird on the hood, not the half bird like I had on my rusted out Trans Am. Mm-hmm. So Termite. Anyway, a lot of history. He's not going to idiot bag, but these two individuals, boy, I want to get this right. This was just kind of funny because and they're not wrestlers, they're not outlaw guys, but two individuals, two young men from Gastonia, worked now at the local Pizza Hut. Okay, Bullet. So they were just arrested. I think it was yesterday, not for robbing the Pizza Hut. Okay, and this is why they'll go in the idiot bag. But they just didn't turn the money. They were waiters. Okay, and they just did not turn the money in. Okay, when someone left, they pocketed it. Of course, got arrested and fired and all this kind of stuff. So the reason I am throwing these two individuals, not because they're from Gaston County, but Bullet, listen, seriously, if you choose a life of crime, I'm all for it. Okay, and I'll back you up. But you got to do something worth remembering. Okay, I mean, so they're going to get it back, not because they robbed. This ain't even an official robbery, I don't think, Bullet. Okay. Yeah. I don't even know what you call it. I don't even know if it's like...
It's skimming.
Is that what it is?
It's kind of skimming, yeah.
But okay.
It's like what the guy on Roadhouse did. Where the guy was skimming from the bar.
Oh, yes.
And he caught him like he's probably cost you a couple
$100 Patrick Swayze. I hurt my back. Patrick Swayze's like this, laying on the bar, and he looks back.
Yeah, sees the guy pocket.
Oh, yes. The money. Oh, exactly. Thank you.
The guy with the mustache, slick back hair.
Oh, yes. That actually went... Patrick Swayze threw him away, and then he went to work for the opposition towards the end of the movie. Oh, good. Thank you.
And they couldn't fire him because he was
Somebody's kin or no?
God, what's the guy's name? Bradley.
Oh, boy, I want to cry. This
Yeah.
is a sentimental moment. Brad, not. I want to say Stutz, and you'll get mad at me.
No, I'm trying to think of the Bradley.
The rich man lived across the
Yeah,
pond.
Bradley
right?
something.
Yeah, he was his uncle or something.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and it all was connected to the where they got the liquor at. So
Exactly.
you couldn't really fire him because they cut off the liquor supply. So thank you, Bullet. That's good there, Bullet. So all this made sense, Bullet. So these two individuals that were skimming off the top. I guess when you get thrown in prison, if you go to prison and y'all are sitting around and trading cigarettes or whatever, and you talk on the yard what y'all done. I don't know if you can even say that, do you? But anyway, these two individuals, a quick one. Thank you, Bullet. It ain't as stupid as when I thought of it as when you cleared it up.
Actually, the guy in the movie would have been better because he was skimming over a long period of time.
Yeah. Not just one pizza on a Friday night.
He went a little bit lower, and then so you wouldn't even notice, as opposed to taking the whole check.
Oh, yeah.
He could have took like $1 here, $1 there.
So these two goofs from Gastonia, did you not think, okay, when that party of 8 got up and left, I mean, somebody had to pay for something. But anyway, so
couldn't just take $1 off and be like, oh, they were just like $5 short, and put away that $5.
Oh, Bullet, thank you for clarifying skimming, and I love that, Bullet. Okay, so the moral of this little story of these two individuals, if you're going to have a life of crime, make it a life of crime.
Go big or go home.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Go big or go home.
I don't think they're going to make like a movie of the week of you if you just like skim a pizza price. That's not too good for ratings, okay, Bullet? But what is always good for ratings, whether you skim it or whether you pay for it, is
the second greatest book of all time.
Thank you, Bullet.
Which is available at highspots.com. If you want to know more about what me and George are doing this weekend, especially how the campground show goes this Memorial Day weekend, make sure you follow me on Twitter at ManScoutManning or on Instagram at ManScoutManning. This has been another edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle.
Good show. Thank you, Bullet. Very good job, buddy. Now that'll bother me the rest of the night. Bradley something.
Let me Google it.
Yeah.
Let me shut the camera off and Google it.
We got to, Bullet. Listen, not that I sleep anyway, but I'll stay up.